Give me a sentiment check on economic activity in the UAE after this latest Dubai PMI read. Are we seeing activity and growth cooling in the third quarter? What's your view?
Good morning, Dan, and pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. So, look, this is a question we've been talking to the UAE corporates about. We've had some of them at our senior financials conference this week. And I think a couple of important points here. Look, the PMI is obviously coming off a high base. It's still in expansionary mode. And as you say, the business confidence level is quite high. If you look at the employment data, it is still showing positive trends. And if you look at some of the other, indicators, whether you look at the banking system in terms of credit growth, whether you look at UAE real estate prices, overall non-oil activity, it's all in a positive direction. So we remain constructive on the outlook for UAE economic growth. And we believe that, look, the PMI data is still showing that the economy is in expansionary mode. A mid-50s number is still a pretty strong outcome, despite being slightly lower than what it was in July.
So, Waleed, what are you seeing in terms of credit growth and the liquidity situation among the UAE banks right now?
So I think the UAE banks are in a very good position from a liquidity perspective. If you look at the loan to deposit ratio, it's in the mid-70s, which is probably the best it's been in the last 15 years or so. We put out a piece earlier this week kind of comparing liquidity across different Gulf markets, and UAE stands out as having one of the best liquidity profiles at this moment. And the reason for that is that if you look at, most of the infrastructure spend, etc., in UAE or most of the infrastructure is complete. As a result, there's ample deposit growth, public sector as well as retail-led deposit growth. There is credit growth, but obviously deposit growth is outpacing credit growth at this moment. And what we're finding quite interesting, and that's something which we've been discussing with the UAE bank managements as well, is that given tighter liquidity in other GCC markets such as Saudi Arabia, we are seeing an increasing trend for UAE banks to participate in Saudi syndicated loans. So, to answer your question, liquidity is great, and UAE banks are looking for opportunities even outside the UAE. And what we've been seeing is that the regional growth or international growth for UAE banks is, faster than domestic growth. And we expect this trend to continue, especially as Saudi delivers on Vision 2030 projects, where UAE banks will have an opportunity.